Oh, are we working? Are we working? I guess we are. Well, I was just streaming for like 5 seconds. And then, because of the latency issues due to the crisis, it fucking ended my stream, which is great. Love to see that. So I don't know how long I'll be streaming, but welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm not going to waste any more time because I have no idea when my stream is going to end, or if it's even going to actually go up. So I'm going to, like I said previously in the episodes, I'm going to go back and talk to some of the people. Like Cyan, and I cannot zoom out. Okay. I'm going to go back and talk to Cyan and Rost. Travel to Rost's grave, and then we're going to go talk to Cyan and also Tirsa. And that might be all we're going to do this stream. Might be all we get to do if I even get to continue streaming because of the latency issues, which is ridiculous. You know, it's so far my connection hasn't been the worst out of, you know, everywhere. But I don't know why it's suddenly getting bad now. I just don't understand. Like, even when they announced that they were reducing bandwidths, like, my latency was still fine. And now all of a sudden, like, I can barely get a stream up and running. And, like, even this will probably be up for, like, 5 minutes, and then I'll get kicked off because of fucking connection again. Let's talk to Rost. I guess she takes that off because she doesn't want anybody to hear what she's saying. She wants to have her alone time with Rost.
Hi, Rost. A lot has happened. So, I went inside the mountain. Do you remember the night before the proving? The final lesson you taught me? You said I needed to serve a purpose bigger than myself. Well, it couldn't get much bigger. It's the same purpose that drove Elizabeth and Gaia when they were willing to die for. So yeah, I'll do it. Give myself to that for Elizabeth and Gaia and for you.
Anybody else see that on the top of her head? How the graphics are like clipping through her hair.
I've got what I need to destroy Hades. The Master Override. Now all I have to do is drive it into Hades' skull, so...
See that? Like how her hair comes out? It's got a different
Final
contextual
battle
pattern
we
than
fought at Meridian.
the world around it, and it's in a different focus.
Hades will come for the Spire, and I'll be ready. I found out how Elizabeth died. She sacrificed herself, as you might expect. Said something about going home. I wonder where that was for her.
You were there.
If I find out, I'd like to go there. See it myself.
You did.
Assuming I actually survived the battle at Meridian, of course. Which, let's face it, is... well... who knows? Well, I'll try to come back if I can, but... I guess this might be it. Thank you, Rost. Thank you for everything.
Alright. So we filled him in. Let's fast travel up. Oh wait, we can go talk to... see if we can find Tirsa. I need to talk to her about some stuff. I gotta find out some lore. Ow. Alright, I'll go find Teersa. Get that off my screen. Oh, he's going there. Oh, Teersa. I like how that's still there, the gun. From one of the people. And then, like, this is still over here from the Thunderjaw. What's in here? Oh, I'll take all that, thank you. Are they all still in here? Teersa, I need to talk to you.
What does it mean? That we live in the times of the Anointed?
Teersa. Teersa. Is this you? Is this you?
Aloy,
Yes.
how kind of you to spend a moment with me before you depart. There can be no doubt now. You are a blessing made flesh, the will of the goddess incarnate.
It's really not that simple, Teersa. But I guess it's close enough.
I know the path ahead will be dangerous. To kill...
Thank you. Teersa, I want to know Rost's story. Why he was made an outcast. He never told me. Said he took an oath of silence. What did he do?
Oh. Yes, that.
That.
What crime did he commit?
I will tell you if you wish. But it is a long story. Are you sure you want to hear it now?
Yes. I have nowhere else to be.
Of course I want to hear it. Tell
Game
me.
is over.
Rost never committed any crime. He was an outcast by choice.
What? What do you mean?
Many years ago, before the derangement, before the Red Raids, a band of murderous outlanders, 12 in number, struck without warning. At Mother's Vigil, they took hostages, and then pressed on, headed for Devil's Thirst.
Mother's Vigil? Where's that?
You would know it as the Forsaken Village, near the Karja border. But at the time, many families lived there. Ross was one of them. His mate was killed fighting the Outlanders, and his daughter was among those taken hostage.
His daughter? What was her name?
Alana. She was just 6 years old.
Nora Braves couldn't stop 12 Outlanders? Or rescue the hostages?
It was quite impossible. We outnumbered them, but every time a Brave came within bowshot, the Outlanders killed a hostage.
What did they come here to do?
That was never discovered. We couldn't track closely enough to observe them. We know they camped beyond Devil's Thirst for 2 days. There were reports of strange noises. And then, as suddenly as they came, the Outlanders made their way back to the border and disappeared.
What happened to Rost's daughter? She was killed?
Rost was one of the Braves who tracked the Outlanders, keeping his distance. There were 6 hostages still alive when they reached the border. Alana among them. Rather than release them, the Outlanders slit their throats and left the corpses just across the border, mocking us.
Yikes.
Why?
Cruelty. They knew the faithful Nora would not leave the sacred land to collect the bodies, let alone pursue them. They thought themselves safe from our vengeance.
Are you saying that Rost went after them? That he became an exile?
No. Rost was beside himself with grief, but even so, he would never have broken taboo.
Then what did he do?
He called upon the most terrible and secret rite of the Nora tribe. He begged to be made a Death Seeker.
A Death Seeker? What is that?
One who dies to go seeking, and in seeking, brings death to others. The ritual drags the spirit from one's body, releasing it to All Mother's care. The heart beats, the mind thinks, but the spirit has moved on.
I don't understand.
Rost went after the Outlanders, but his spirit never left. It remained here with All Mother. He gathered the bodies of the slain and returned them. And then he set out in pursuit, not as an exile, but a weapon of vengeance. A barbed arrow shot from a bow, never to return.
But Rost did return.
Yes. A full year later. And terribly wounded. He collapsed at the border of the sacred land. A hunting party came upon him. He was delirious. In agony. By law, he should have died where he lay. But one of the hunters broke taboo, and reaching across the border, she dragged him to our side.
Who was she?
A brave who'd lost a mate and 2 sons to the very Outlanders that Rost pursued.
So Rost never finished his mission.
To the contrary, he killed all 12. Tracked them to disparate places the world over, he said. Meridian, Ban-Ur, the Claim, Utaru Land, further even, into the Forbidden West. The last he killed nearly got the best of him.
The Forbidden West.
Wounded, he stumbled and crawled back to us, hoping to die as
Is that a
close
plug
to the sacred land as he could.
for the sequel?
He never expected nor asked to be dragged across the border and nursed back to health. That was done to him. Leaving us, the matriarchs, in a difficult position.
Why couldn't you just welcome him back?
Rost had been made a Death Seeker, Aloy. He no longer had any place among the tribe. By law, he should have been driven back out. But we couldn't bring ourselves to do that, so we offered a compromise.
You made him an outcast.
Yes. We offered to do so on the condition he never speak to anyone of this exception.
After all he did, all he suffered, to be declared an outcast was his reward.
Rost was overjoyed. He never expected to live another day in the sacred land, let alone the embrace, so close to the goddess. He resolved to spend the rest of his days in solitude, and was happy to do so.
But then you found me, and gave me to him.
Yes. Another compromise. The matriarchs feared you, and would not let you be raised by the tribe. And so we turned to Rost. I knew that he would take care of you, bring you up, teach you to worship All Mother and respect the ways of the tribe.
He certainly tried anyway. You took a man who'd lost his daughter and made him raise an infant girl. Doesn't that strike you as callous?
I'm inclined to think the course of events has shown the wisdom of our choice. And I'm quite certain that from the moment he laid eyes on you, He saw you as a gift, and never a burden.
All right, Tirsa, that's quite a story. It's
That's all I wanted to know.
To move on. And for
I wish I could have...
As am I.
Oh, thank...
Okay.
Damn, Ross was a real one. That man was a savage. No pun intended. Say, yo, make me John fucking Wick. Make me a Hitman Supreme, and I'm gonna go kill these motherfuckers. Don't worry about what happens to me. Like, damn. My man was a real one. Alright, we gotta go up. All the way up here. But apparently I can't TP directly to the thing. I have to go to here. Whatever. Oh, excuse me. Just checking my Twitter. Some 2K news. Shout out to 2K. Shout out to Ronnie. Let me snag that beautiful, sweet goodness that is the Galaxy Opal Career Highlights Devin Booker card. Oh man. I usually get really good luck with the Career Highlights cards. So I was like, you know what, I'm going for it. I have to go for it. And like I dropped the ball on like one of the sides because that's where the like his things were to get his card, and it went like all the way down and then all the way across to the other side and then fell in for when I get his card. I was like, fuck yes. Boy, let me tell you, that card is fire. Alright, let's go talk to this woman. Ah, it's my OCD. How do I... Okay. Cyan! I want to speak with you. Wherefore art thou, Cyan? Oh, there we go. Excuse me, I seem to have forgotten.
I'm back, Cyan. How are things going with the Banuk?
I have been learning about the Banuk cosmology from the shamans. Their aptitude for geometry and mathematics is quite encouraging.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
What did you figure out about Hephaestus, based on what I said?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, fire claws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system.
This is all.
Thus
It's too
bringing
good.
Hephaestus back
It's
under
too
its
good.
control.
This is
When I
a
think
sequel.
of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate
This
to
is a
get
sequel.
what it wants.
This is all the information that we
I feel
need.
substantial anxiety, Aloy.
Jesus Christ.
You and me both, Cyan.
This is all we need for a sequel. This is literally all we need for a sequel. We got word of the Forbidden West, never before mentioned in the game, until that instance with Tirsa. Sorry, I'm eating a pretzel. And then we got this. Oh, the only option would be to reinstate the AI, the governing AI, to bring the subordinate functions back under control. Which is literally what they were talking about at the end of the game with repairing guys. This is a sequel happening. Mark my words, the sequel is coming out on next gen. It might not be a release title for the PS5, but it'll definitely come out on next gen. 100%. It'll be very close following the release.
I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often.
Jesus Christ.
Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face, when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that
Is that
I
Hemingway?
enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
Alright, thank you.
Okay, Cyan. That's all I've got right now.
I hope we can resume our conversation soon, Aloy.
Stop saying things that make me think a sequel is coming out tomorrow, okay?